Satish Seemar. Now, there have been a few changes to your original plans. I think probably the best thing to do is to explain where your horses are now going to run, and then we'll talk about the horses on an individual basis.
Hot off the press, just now I've signed my declarations, and Surfer goes into the Dubai World Cup. Ronaldo stays in the sprint. Gold City goes into Godolphin Mile. And Ralston Road in Dubai Gold Cup. That's the final.
Right. Gold City might not be on that list. So
yeah, the Gold City just happened about half an hour ago.
Right. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about Surfer now for the Dubai World Cup. So, obviously, with non-appearance, I think it's of Hunter's Logic, I think, isn't it, that you're now in the race.
I just feel he's the right horse for the right race, which is the Dubai World Cup. In the last 4 Maktoum challenges, he's been there, up there, whether he's second, third, or fourth. And I think he's over his mile trip. He needs a little longer. And he will show that on Saturday. I'm pretty sure he'll run an incredible race.
It's a hugely competitive race, Sergio, with lots of class. So is it a giant step forward, but you feel he's got the ability to do it?
Yes, he does. He's a very talented horse. He's just been a bit of unlucky since his 3-year-old career. He was supposed to be my UA Derby horse, just didn't get in, lost by a point or so to get into the race. Since then, he's always not kind of made it to just on the borderline. And I think this Saturday is his fair chance, and he will show his real talent there.
So you're actually excited about the prospect, the way it's now that you got the chance to put him into the race. You're excited by it? Very
excited that he gets to run the right distance, the right race, and also very excited about Gold City, who actually he's not a shabby horse either. He's shown his ability with the best horses in the carnival. And he goes into the mile, replaces Surfer.
So talk about coming into the race. Obviously, weren't in originally, but now feel that, again, it could be a nice turn of luck for you.
Well, 7:30, I just worked all 4 horses, and they were all in the right fit, the way I like them. And they worked exactly the way I like them to work 5 days before the race. And I'm very happy with the final preparations.
Okay, well, on to the Golden Shaheen now. Obviously, Ronaldo the Wizard, great deal of expectation. First of all, reflect on last year. How special a night was it for you?
That was, of course, probably the highest of my career, the best I've ever done. And not that we haven't had opportunities before. It's just been, horse racing you need a bit of luck. Ronaldo, when he won last year, Ronaldo came as a normal handicap horse to me, and he's made like a couple of trips to the United States and back to Dubai. I thought it was probably one-off that he peaked, and that was it last year, the World Cup. But since we've been training him this year, I've got my hopes highest out of my 4 horses on Ronaldo than anybody else. He's in great form. He ran his good race the last race he ran, and I expect him to win.
Has it all been about peaking this Saturday, really, with this horse, knowing you're coming as the defending champion? You want to make sure it was all about being ready for this.
Especially Ronaldo. He is a very peculiar kind of a horse who needs a lot of break between the races, and he did run a bad race in the season, but he had a couple of excuses for that. Got hampered in the race twice. Came out of the race not 100% health-wise. We fixed him. He had 50 days off, came back, gave a very strong run in a very strong field. And since the last race to now, that's exactly what he wants, the gap. And because we know this horse right from the beginning and his likes and dislikes, he's not a very, constitutionally stronger horse who can run every 30 days. He needs a long break.
Is he a complicated horse to train or to get into the sort of right weight or get him absolutely at peak fitness?
Not a complicated, but he has some issues, just which every older horse has, wear and tears, so we have to be careful. And he has his likes and dislikes of the timing between the races, which we figured out 2 years ago. And now we have him figured out, so we do what he wants to do.
Is he a grumpy old man then? Is that what?
No, he's a very easy horse otherwise. I don't think I have grumpy horses. They're all happy.
Okay. Well, so looking at the field and everything, you're feeling optimistic that whatever he can run a good defence.
All four will run to the best of their ability, and this is, as a trainer and my team back at Zabil, this is all we can do. And now, cross our fingers from here to Saturday. Everything goes well.
Ralston Road, we just talked about Ralston Road.
Sure.
Again, the Dubai Gold Cup, a horse coming over here, and how...
Very happy about him. Mr. Jimmy Long, the owner, he's a breeder. He's supported Dubai racing for last 20 years. And very happy for him because his own homebred horse. He's a very keen owner, which Dubai racing needs a lot of owners like him. And very hands-on person. I actually had to excuse myself. He was sitting in my office, and I said, I have to go, sorry. But he just loves, he lives and breathes racing.
And for you, the two previous trainers in there they remember the first World Cup night 21 years ago. What's your earliest sort of memory of this meeting and what it means to you? 3
landmarks for Dubai racing. Cigar, the first World Cup. Dubai Millennium will always stay in my head. Such an impressive win and an impressive horse. And then Maidan, the opening of Maidan. These are the 3, as I've been here 23 years, right from the day one. And these are my 3 memories. But my personal favorite, which is, I should say, the first or the fourth, I don't know, is when I raced for the first time in Nadal Sheba and won 4 cars. Wasn't too happy, I was embarrassed because I was a new trainer, very green in the business. My 4 horses, I had Willie Carson, I think Mr. Dhruva Silvaratnam had Lester Piggott, and I ended up winning 4 races and 4 cars, which will always be the memory.
You still got the cars?
In fact, I tried to hold on to one for a long time, but the RTA wouldn't keep it.
So, questions now.
Satish, Rich Tapestry touched you out last time. Is he the toughest to beat, and you obviously confident you can turn the tables?
Sorry, which?
Rich Tapestry, he touched you out last time. Is he your toughest opposition, do you think?
I think last time, because my horse had a little break, and although as a trainer I did bring him to the race 100%, but there's always a small factor, and that's what happened. We meet him again. No, we'll be better.
Most impressive race of Ronaldo's career was the Maidan Sprint, really, where he won by like 4 lengths last year. Excuse me, the Mahab al-Shamal.
Yes, Mahab al-Shamal.
So was that thought that he had run such a massive race, 3rd off the layoff last year, the impetus to think that 3rd off the layoff this year would make it the World Cup? Because he really had a diminishing margin in the Golden Gene last year, when went by about a half length.
You're right. And last year, I did not, honestly, I didn't have a smile on my face till Ronaldo walked in, and when I saw he's the winner on the board. And he's not a very consistent horse as a sprinter. You know, he's not, you can't predict him. He can win by a whisker, he can win by 4 lengths. So even for me, it's difficult to say whether he's going to me, if I have to make a deduction, he will win with a better than last year because of his form and the present, the way he's training and the way he's come around. That's what I think.
I know trainers like yourself are known to make late decisions. but I think this is quite extraordinary, Surfer being moved to the World Cup. What were you thinking? Was it your head, your heart, or perhaps your gut?
I was trying to be just very rational and looking at the races, discussing it with my team, Richard Mullen, my assistant trainer, Bhupat Seemar. We put a lot of thought. We discussed it with the owner, designer Sheikh Rashid bin Mohammed Al Maktoum. He said, whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you. Then looking back and just visualizing all his races, I just thought he'll be better off in the. I know we're taking a big chance with a bigger company, but I'm ready to take it.
You've had some brutal draws with Surfer in the past. I mean, he was the highest rated maiden here for a long time and just was always drawn wide. So what is the preferred draw for the World Cup?
I was about to continue with Leslie that one of my reasons to go into the World Cup, and of course, I've been praying for a better draw, like you mentioned. Because he had worse draws in all 3 or 4 races, that's one of the reasons I decided we go for that. What if he has a better draw? I would prefer, to answer your question, 6 or 7 in an ideal situation. But somehow the draws keep haunting him. And let's see what we do on the draw day.